What is up, YouTube? That's it here, and today I'm bringing you guys another amazing episode of In It to Win It. I know I just uploaded an In It to Win It video yesterday, but that doesn't mean I can't bring you guys 2 days worth of exclusive YouTube created content, especially for you to enjoy. Today, we're going to be showing off how to win with just 5 Pokemon. We're using a team that doesn't feature a 6mon on purpose. This is a mechanic and a team building mechanic that I like to employ when I don't really know what else to add to a team. I really like this core that we have here, this core of Choice Scarf, Galarian Weezing with Brutal Swing, paired with a Weakness Policy Dragapult. You can self-proc your own Weakness Policy. It helps play around redirection, and it's very hard to scout. This is also using a full speed Weezing, so it's going to be super fast, base 116, and we're using the neutralizing gas ability. I know a lot of people have been asking me, I really want to see you use Galarian Weezing. I think this is the best way to do it. Simple EV spread here if you want to copy this team. It's a full special attack, full speed set. We're using that Timid Nature so we can get to a 116 base speed, which speed ties Whimsicott. Like I said, the obvious play here is Brutal Swing. It's going to hit every single Pokemon on the board, including your Dragapult, including both of your opponent's Pokemon, which is actually pretty good because it's going to break potential Sashes, break Mimikyu disguises, and allow your Dragapult to sweep them up after said proc. You're going to Dynamax, you're going to go for big Weakness Policy, you can be able to go for Airstreams, Max Phantasms, and Max Whirlwinds. And remember, you can completely pair around all abilities, even those Defiance, those Competitive, those Intimidates, everything completely neutered because of Weezing's neutralizing gas. It's a really cool team, and we just need one more mon to make it perfect. I really like this team's ability to have Dusclops Torkoal to play for that Trick Room. We can also go Torkoal Charizard to play for like big sun energy using a Life Orb Solar Power G-Max Charizard. This team has literally everything, and currently I'm sitting around rank 150 to 200 on the ladder, and I'm so close to making that bridge into top 100, and then from there making a serious rank 1 push. But I need you guys to help me out here, and that's where we're going to go to the question of the day, and that is, what Pokemon do you think is the perfect Phantom 6th Mon for this team? I'm going to be talking a lot in the games that we're going to be playing, and after the games we're going to be playing, about Mons that I think we should put here. Personally, I do think normal types work really good here. Normal, Fairy, Dragon type cores are super good in the meta right now at beating opposing teams that really heavily focus on hitting those Pokemon. Like, obviously, we're a little bit weak to Ghost, so putting a normal type Pokemon that we can switch in on those Ghost attacks to mitigate is super good. We're a little bit weak on our Dragapult to Dragon attacks. Being able to switch in a Weezing, a Fairy type, that's pretty good. I personally think there's a lot of really cool things that we can do with this team still, and there's so many different ways we can play this team by just changing one more Pokemon. So that's what we're going to show. We're going to show playing games with just 5, and then from there, we're going to try to figure out, man, I really wish I had this. If I had this team would be so much better. If I had a Fake Out user, an Intimidate user, another Trick Room setter, maybe a Tailwind setter. I want you guys to let me know what mons you want to see me try in this team. We're going to be uploading a ton of content over the course of this week. I'm going to be testing Conkeldurr, Snorlax, Hitmonchan, Toxicroak, Grimmsnarl, Beware. There's so many things I'm going to be testing with this team. Hopefully you guys like it. Please let me know in the comments below what you want to see me use. I also want to say before we get into the games, thank you guys so much for the feedback on yesterday's In It to Win It video. I asked you guys to potentially subscribe to the channel. Tons of people subscribed. It really made my day, and it's because you guys dropped the big subs, dropped the big comments, showed the love that I actually was inspired to make this video. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, please continue to show that support. Other than that, let's hop right into the games. Here we go. All right, so we're going up into our very first game. We see Falafel and Appleton with Cofagrius, with Steelix, Arctozolt, and Obstagoon. That is a super cool team. I gotta watch out for Trick Room, but even if my opponent does get the Trick Room, we do have a Torkoal to be able to get ourselves out of it. Man, it is so weird seeing a team of just 5 Pokemon. It really does limit your ability to be able to cover every single matchup. This guy's already locked in. Wow. What do we do here? I do think that I like the Weezing Dragapult. There's a couple dragons over there. We can go for big Weakness Policy boosted like Max Whirlwinds into those. The Steelix is a little bit of an issue, but I think I have to respect the Cofagrius. There are no normal types on this team, so I don't really need to worry about, going for a Max Phantasm into a normal type. Actually, there was an Obstagoon. I gotta watch out for Obstagoon. But remember, Weezing's neutralizing gas is gonna be able to turn off that Defiant ability, so we should be pretty good. We're gonna go Weezing Dragapult. We're gonna go Torkoal just in case to get their hard TR up. and we're going to go Charizard in case they don't get the TR. If you look at their team, remember, Charizard, great versus Steelix, good versus Obstagoon, good versus a lot of those Pokemon, actually. The Air Slashers are probably going to be pretty clutch versus both of the Flapple and Appleton. This is a really, really cool team that I'm using. Like I said, I'm going to be using this team a lot over the course of this week, and I'm going to be switching out the last Pokemon. We're going to be testing Snorlax, Conkeldurr, Hitmonchan, Beware, Toxicroak. I really do feel that I would like a normal type or maybe a Mon that would work better in TR personally. But remember, I want you guys to tell me what you think the best Pokemon for these 6 Pokemon in this slot should be. We're going up against the Shiny Gavagrus and the Shiny Golden Steelix. The Neutralizing Gas. Don't make me turn off that Sturdy, Chief. I already did. Let's go for the Brutal Swing. Remember, we're turning off every single ability with this Weezing. The way this team is going to work, it's going to be using a Choice Scarf Weezing. Choice Scarf Weezing, it gets super fast. I think it gets up to 116 base speed, so it's speed tying other Whimsicots, which means it's going to be outspeeding our Dragapult, which means our Brutal Swing is going to hit both opponents, break potential sash, and it's going to be able to activate our own Dragapult's weakness policy. And then from there, we're going to be able to slam a +2 max Phantasm into whatever Pokemon we want. We're going to decide to go for their Trick Room setter right here. And I think this team is so good. It really plays around so many things using the Weezing's Neutralizing Gas, and I think Choice Scarf Weezing is just a very underrated pick right now. I've said a lot before that I don't really think that Weezing is like a great Pokemon because it requires you to team build around it, and I think, yes, this team is low-key built around the Weezing, but the Weezing helps in so many matchups. It's so good. So you can see the Brutal Swing is going to activate right here. It's going to hit everything on the board, and what's a lot better about this than going for like a self-Shadow Sneak policy is that we're able to hit both of our opponent's Pokemon, which means if any of them had Focus Sashes, those Sashes are going down for the count. This is a +2 super effective stab max Phantasm going right into the Mummy over there. Guy taking that guy out, easy peasy lemon squeezy. What is Steelix going to do? It might go for an Iron Defense. That'd be awkward, right? Sand Tomb, yo, he's going for it. The big Sand Tomb, Weezing, OMG, gonna be a little bit sad right here. Super effective, and I'm trapped. I'm trapped by the Sand Tomb into my Choice Scarf. That's like accidentally a super good play. I think Sand Tomb is actually another really underrated move. I think one of my favorite Sand Tomb sets is Sand Tomb Hippowdon with a Binding Band. You're able to play it kind of like people play G-Max Sandaconda. The Sand Tomb would deal double damage at the end of the turn thanks to the Binding Band, and they're taking from the Sandstorm. So like you can go Protect, Sand Tomb, Sub. It's a super cool set. We see the Arctozolt here. I have not really seen that much Arctozolt. We can expect that to be his Dynamax. I think in this situation we already have a defense drop on the Steelix, but I would like to be able to check the Arctozolt because that is the Ice type. So again, what we're gonna do, it sucks that our Weezing can't switch because we are trapped, but I'm personally fine going for the Brutal Swing. I'd like to break potential sashes on that Arctozolt, and then from there, it's an Electric Ice type. I think I'm just going to go with a Wormwind into that slot to be able to make sure the Steelix gets an attack drop, just in case he wants to like Dynamax the Steelix, go for a big Max Darkness or something. So it looks like he's not going to Dynamax. We'll be taking those all the way to the bank. Dragapult popping it off with the big Max Wormwind. You absolutely love to see it. Give me that one-hit KO. Who knows? He might have actually been Sash. This covers the Sash, and let's see what he's going for. Steelix gets an attack drop. Steelix, what move are you going for? You going for Sand Tomb Numero Dos, Chief? Sand Tomb Numero Dos. Now that is going to hit my Dragapult. A little known fact, you can switch out. Ghost types are not trapped by things like Shadow Tag. They're not trapped by Sand Tomb. How many of you guys actually knew that? Because a lot of people think like, oh man, what is it? Shadow Tag's so good. But you can just switch if you use Ghost types. You can just switch. One Ghost type and those Perish Trap teams fall apart. Now this is where things are going to get hard. This is going to probably be his big Dynamax mon. It's going to be the big shiny Obstagoon. I can't switch out my Weezing, and I do not mind going for like a Brutal Swing. Remember, as cool as Obstagoon is, I don't think it gets Sucker Punch. And the reason why we're using Brutal Swing so often is because, again, we are Choice Scarf. So as cool as it would be to use Destiny Bond here, or even like Strange Steam or Sludge Bomb, we're stuck using Brutal Swing. We are Choice Scarfed. I do think if you're able to go for those big weakness policy plays and then switch it or Weezing, you can bring it back in late game, go for some really good revenge KOs with Sludge Bombs. Strange Steam is a really unique move, and Destiny Bond's always super poggers. We're probably just going to go for the Brutal Swing there, and again, I think I'm just going to Wormwind the Obstagoon. And we don't have to worry about proccing a Defiant or anything like that, because remember, our Weezing turns off their every single Pokemon's abilities. Everything. He's going for the Obstruct. I think that's completely fair. I don't have a problem with that. I have absolutely no problem there. He's going to take a lot of damage still. And I'm also taking damage on my Dragapult, let's be real. But you know what? We also are going to be able to, harshly defense drop. Never lucky Weezing. Maybe he'll KO my Weezing, which would actually be quite nice. Please KO my Weezing with a Sandtooth Steelix. Let's see how much damage this does. We're at +2. Really, really good damage. Remember, Weezing is still on the board. If you leaves my Weezing up and uses like Obstruct to get a Flame Orb Guts proc, Guts is disabled, which means he's not getting that big attack boost. He'd be really, really sad. He goes for a Sandtomb. Sandtomb makes connections, goes into the Weezing. We have a -2 defense drop, but you know what? We're going to hang on because he has -2 attack drop over there as well. I'd love to see a Flame Orb here. Show me Flame Orb. Show me Flame Orb on the Obstagoon. Show it to me. Oh, like I said, Guts is an ability that Obstagoon has, which says it gets a 1.5 attack boost if it has a status condition like Burn or Poison. But that ability doesn't activate. The ability does not activate as long as Weezing's Neutrals and Gases on the board, so it's pretty poggers. Let's see, we just have to check that slot. I think it's Dragon Darts. Yeah, it's fine. I don't really mind going for all that stuff. Dragon Darts is going to be able to KO this Obstagoon most likely. And remember, his Obstruct is on Clone. He's probably going to Dynamax it, and I wouldn't be surprised if Dynamax Obs... Oh, he doesn't Dynamax. I'll take that. I'll take that. So we're doing chip damage to everyone. Man, I've done all this damage to my own Dragapult through the use of just Brutal Swing. Let's see how much damage you do. That's a +2. Dragon Darts going in humongous, leaving him at just a little sliver of health. But you know what? I think that's totally fine. Remember, he is burned. He goes for a Headbutt, Lamau. Yo, actually, Headbutt doesn't sound too bad because remember, he's stabbing that normally. He's stabbing that normally. That actually doesn't sound like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. If I'm being actually realistic, it doesn't sound terrible. So Weezing's finally going to get taken down. Weezing, the meme master, hanging on strong. It's Steelix versus the world. And let's see, can we hang on by a thread? Yes, we do. That big damage. I think Sandtomb's actually, like I said, very, very cool move. We're just going to bring the Zard. It doesn't really matter. We're just going to be able to go for Dragon Darts to clean this one up. But yeah, Headbutt Obstagoon, that's probably one of the few Pokemon that you could actually competitively use Headbutt on. I know I used a competitive Dunsparce a while back that had Headbutt, and that was super fun with the Serene Grace Dunsparce, 60% chance flinch. That was a really, really cool team. But we're going to be able to take the game here. Dragon Darts, remember that Steelix has multiple defense drops, so Dragon Darts should be able to go big damage into Steelix. Yo, and we take the critical hits. You absolutely love to see it. That's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Steelix goes down, and I feel that that game was just a general, really, really good example of how to play Weezing Dragapult. It also plays really, really well against Redirection, and that was a super fun game. We're going to go into another one, though. Here we go. All right, so we're going up into our next game. We see Dragapult. Oh, is that a Vikavolt? Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise. Show the triple starter squad and a Duraludon. Tons of males. I wish I had my Attract team. You know, one really good thing about my team is that I have 3 males, 2 females. Looks like whatever Pokemon I need to use might have to be a female to have that perfect synergy. Let's see how I want to deal with this, though. I could totally go with Weezing Dragapult again. We outspeed most of those Pokemon. We have a little bit of a bad matchup versus opposing Dragapults because remember, even though our Dragapult is pretty fast, it's only as fast as base 115 Pokemon. Dragapult, on the other hand, is base 142. So if they're a full speed Dragapult, they are outspeeding me. I'd have to probably play that a little bit differently. I think I am going to play this a little bit differently and go Dragapult, Dusclops. I want to see what their set is. I want to maybe see if I can go for like I might have the Trick Room there. I can bring my Torkoal in the back and then have Zard, I think. I kind of like that. So we're going to go Dusclops, Dragapult. We're going to go Torkoal, and we're going to go Charizard. I do think that I could probably get away with going with the Weezing tech here, like the Weezing Pulse. But again, I don't want him to just Dynamax Dragapult on the very first turn and just roll me over. I think the ability for this team to have the Weezing Dragapult, but also have the ability to go Torkoal Charizard, while also having the ability to play a TR matchup with Torkoal and Dusclops, that's what makes this team really, really good. So when you guys are thinking about what Pokemon you think should be the last Pokemon in this team, I think it's a pretty smart idea to think of a Pokemon that can help cover all of those options. I love seeing the item on this Blastoise. I want to know if it's Sash or White Herb. I want to see if it's a Life Orb. I want to see if it's Weakness Policy on the Dragapult. What do we see? Survey says Wise Glasses and White Herb. So Wise Glasses looks like he doesn't want to miss. Actually, Wise Glasses is the one that boosts special attacks. So this is fine. I think I'm just going to go for... Let me actually think. I think I'm going to Airstream here. Do I even want a Dynamax? Let me actually think about that. Because I can just TR here if I wanted to, but I don't think that's the sauce. I think that, I just want to go for an ally switch here and go for the Airstream into his Blastoise. Yeah, that seems about like the play, I think. I think that's probably the play because I think at +1, no, he'd still be outspeeding me, wouldn't he? Let's actually just go for a Dragon Darts. And then next turn, we can go for Protect and proc our Policy once a Dynamax. And if I have to TR, I think I'll be able to get away with it. So we're going turn 1 Ally Switch. You absolutely love to see it. Let's see what you're working with, Chief. Survey says Dragon Dart. So looks like I do outspeed his Dragapult, which is quite nice. I wasn't planning on it, but that's within range. And Blastoise, that is good damage. It puts him within range for a lot of stuff. So he goes for a Phantom Force. All right, so we don't know who he's hitting. And this is one thing I really want to talk about. I really want to talk about this team and the 5 that I already have. Personally, I feel the last Pokemon on this team should be a normal type. I'm going to be testing over the course of this week a lot of Snorlax, Beware, NTD. I think a normal type makes so much sense here because we have this double Ghost Core. I think it makes so much sense here. Because if you look at it, like, he's channeling that Phantom Force. If you wanted to go big Dynamax on the first turn, I could just switch in a normal type, mitigate that damage. Imagine if I switched in a Snorlax, block the Phantom Force, and set TR. OMG, that'd be so much damage. But let's see, how do I actually want to play this? I can't protect against that, but what I can do is Dynamax and Max Guard it. I can Dynamax Max Guard it to get rid of it. And then from there, I think you actually just want to go for a Nightshade to finish off the Dragapult. He could totally be hitting my Dusclops, but I want to get that Dragapult off the board. I don't know if my Dragapult can deal with his Blastoise, but Max Guard is really, really strong because while Phantom Force goes through Protect, it does not go through Max Guard. And I want to see if he's Dynamaxing this Blastoise. Looks like he's not because my Dragapult's faster. It's possible that he's running like a bulky Blastoise, which is made to outspeed like base 110s, which is a pretty common number for Blastoise. We'll see if he's actually Dynamaxing this turn. Survey says he's not. That's great. I mean, maybe. We'll see. Water Pulse. Y'all take that. Blocked, boys and girls. We take that right there. And Phantom Force. You can totally hit my Dusclops, but it's obviously he's going after the Dragapult. So we are going to be able to KO his Dragapult. And one thing that I want to talk about, like the Weezing Dragapult lead, it's really, really good with that Brutal Swing. My team looks like it's supposed to go Dusclops Dragapult and go for Self Shadow Sneak. It's what it looks like it's supposed to do. So their Dragapult goes down. That's absolutely amazing. I don't need to set my TR yet. I'm probably not going to need to set it. I think I'm probably just going to use Ally Switches and Nightshades correctly. And if he's going for Water Pulse and not like Ice Beams or even like Dark Pulses or anything like that, I don't think I'm as afraid of his Blastoise as I should be. We'll see. Charizard. All right, so he hasn't Dynamaxed yet. He's probably going to be going big Max Zard. I wonder how much damage I deal to the Blastoise with an Airstream. Do I have to go for a Phantasm on it or a Wormwind? Let me actually think about that. I have a Torkoal in the back. Torkoal doesn't want to deal with any of those. I could Pain Split the Zard. I don't like that. I think what I'm going to actually do is go for the Airstream because I want the Airstream. I'm going to go Airstream and Nightshade into that slot. I don't know if I can KO the Blastoise with this Airstream. And worst case scenario, if I don't KO it, well, this will just get redirected into his Zard. He's probably going G-Max Zard here. He's probably going for a really, really big Wildfire into my Dusclops slot. And I know that I want to keep Airstreams up so that my Dragapult can always outspeed his Zard if he decides to Airstream me as well. So the way this is going to work is like, he's going to go for a Wildfire, I'm going to Airstream, then from there I always have Speed Control, I can switch up my Dusclops for my Charizard, keep my Airstreams up, he goes for a Hydro Pump, that can miss Chief, which we see it right there, the big miss, the big Airstream from downtown. And it looks like we do KO, we're going to be able to get a Nightshade into the Zard, and that's completely fine. We got a crit there, I think we actually needed the crit. Remember, he did use a White Herb to restore a ton of his defense drops and special defense drops, so... And Blastoise is actually pretty physically bulky, so I do think we needed that. Remember, we don't have a Policy proc. He goes for the Wormwind! That's actually super smart, but unfortunately for him, he's just going to be activating my Weakness Policy. I think if he paired that with like a Hydro Pump, maybe if he got like a crit on the Wormwind, he might have actually been able to KO my Pult here. But yeah, unfortunately for him, that is just a Policy proc and a half, and so that's really, really good because, remember, we got an Airstream off, we have that big speed boost, we have a +1 speed, +2 attack, +2 special attack, and even if he has like a Scarf Mon in the back, we are gonna, oh, he just Rage Quit. He just Rage Quit, yo, I'm not surprised. My team is absolutely amazing, and we take those wins. You know what, because that one was a quick one, let's go into another one. Let's get another win up. Here we go. OMG, look at that team. Oraveedle, Flygon, never heard of it. Noctowl, ooh, I could try Noctowl in here. Like I was just talking about one of normal type. Noctowl seems pretty poggers. Heliolisk, another really, really good normal type. Oh man, Gastron's always strong, and Charizard. Now, I've talked a lot about Weezing Dragapult. That's one of the more aggressive leads. I've talked a lot about Weezing Dusclops Dragapult to scout the situation with Frisk with the ability to switch in and go for like a harder TR game if you need to. I think in this game though, I'm gonna try and go with a Zard based gameplay. So we're gonna go like Torkoal Zard, we're gonna one-shot something, set the Wildfire, maybe go for an Airstream, bring in Dragapult to clean up, and last but not least have Weezing. I think Weezing is going to be pretty decent in this situation because we can still self-proc late game. But leading Torkoal Zard gives us a huge solar power Zard. And Zard's really, really good when Zard outspeeds their team. Now, Zard is a base 100 speed mon. They have their own Charizard that's base 100 speed. They have their own Flygon that's base 100 speed. I think Noctowl is not nearly fast enough. Orbeetle's not really that fast. Gastrodon can get Solar Beam by either of these Pokemon. And so I still just want to test and showcase all of the potential leads this team can do. And imagine how many more leads we can do if we had the perfect 6th Pokemon. I personally feel like a fake out normal type Pokemon would be super premium on this team. Like maybe even a Persian could be so good. But we're going to see Heliolisk does outspeed my Zard. I have to watch out for that. Heliolisk does outspeed the Zard. We're probably going to be D-maxing it this turn, or G-maxing our Zard. I want to get the thing off the board. Let me actually think. I could just switch in my Weezing and go for like an Eruption. I think he's going to go for like probably a ground attack onto maybe like an Earth Power or something like that onto my Torkoal slot. He could also just go for like a Draco or like a Dragon Claw. He might even Dragon Dance. I think I'm going to keep him honest on the Dragon Dance. I'm just going to go for an Eruption here. And if he wants to hit my Torkoal, he can hit my Torkoal. We're going to go for that, and we're just going to pop the biggest Wildfire onto this Heliolisk. Now, both of the Pokemon technically can outspeed me. I just don't think I'm as afraid of Heliolisk as I should be. I'm pretty sure it gets Solar Power. I'm pretty sure that he could be Life Orbing over big, like, D-Max energy. But I don't think I'm as afraid, because the way I'm looking at it is, if he's going big Heliolisk, and he's going to hit my Zard, like, I don't think Flygon gets high horsepower. I think he gets Earthquake. I don't think he wants to Earthquake himself. And yeah, I do outspeed it, so that means he's modest. So I'll actually just take that. He might be sashed. Looks like he's not sashed. I'll take that. We take those all the way to the bank. So Heliolisk going down for the count. Let's see what he's using. I want to actually see if he's using Earthquake, because Earthquake would be super funny to see here. Going with the big crunch. Yo, Flygon. I've said it once. I've said it before, chat. Flygon sucks. That was a crit crunch. And you know what? Let's see how well Flygon eats an Eruption. If this doesn't prove how bad Flygon is, if that doesn't prove how bad Flygon is, I don't know what will. Resisted Dragon type. Never even heard of it. Charizard Torkoal. It's strong. Charizard's actually made to, out bulk a couple Pokemon, which is why I thought it was fine versus the Heliolisk. But even, like, I kind of weighed my options. I was like, if he's going into the Zard, he's ignoring the Torkoal. If he's ignoring the Torkoal, what just happened was Flygon would have happened to both of his Pokemon. So let's see. Hooter and Seaslug, the Noctowl and the Gastrodon. So Gastrodon, big problem. Gone. Deleted. Wasted on out Route 1. We see the Solar Power boosting our Charizard special attack by 1.5. We see the Life Orb that we're holding. We're slamming in a 140 base move. One shot in that Gastrodon. 4 times super effective. And let's see how well Noctowl can eat a Choice Spec Sun boosted Eruption. I don't think that Noctowl can eat it very well. I really don't think the Noctowl can. Let's see if he's actually hitting. Hypnosis. Yo, he's going for it. Yo, the first time in my life someone missed the blind Hypnosis. I will take that all the way to the bank. Noctowl down for the count. You absolutely love to see it. I am such a big Torkoal fan. Torkoal is one of the coolest Pokemon. Hopefully you guys liked this team. It was a ton of fun to play it. We're going to go back and check out the team. I'm going to talk about what I think we should do to change it. So hopefully you guys liked all the games. Like I said, we're going to talk about some Pokemon that I think can heavily impact the team that might be a ton of fun to play. You can see right here, here is the team. We have the Eviolite Dusclops, the Weakness Policy Dragapult, Choice Specs Torkoal, Choice Scarf Timid, Full Speed Galarian Weezing with Neutralizing Gas, and last but not least, Solar Power Life Orb Charizard. Like I said, I personally think that a normal type fits really, really well here. I think adding a Snorlax to the team and, you know, it would heavily influence the team preview. I could actually make a video talking about the team preview and how you can correctly organize things to hide info from your opponents, but you can just see putting a Snorlax in the team gives me a much more viable Trick Room option. I can just lead Lax Dusclops and go hard TR if I expect him to go for big Tailwind energy. I can also use Snorlax to switch in on opposing Max Phantasms to make it so if I expect our opponent to go like big Dragapult energy, they go for a big Max Phantasm, I switch in the Lax, normal type, mitigate that damage, immune, we take those and we set our TR and the game's over. It's super, super solid. I think normal Ghost Fairy. You can see normal Ghost Fairy. Weezing's our Fairy. Snorlax are normal. We have 2 Ghost types. It makes it super hard for opposing Dragapults, which we are kind of weak to, because remember, like I alluded to earlier, most Dragapults outspeed mine, because we're only outspeeding base 115s, because that's as fast as you can possibly be when paired with a Choice Scarf, Galarian Weezing, who hits 116 base speed, which speed ties Whimsicott, which is super important, which leads me to my next point. Sometimes Fake Out users are really good. A Pokemon that gives us a lot of problem is big Tailwind setters, Sash Tailwind setters like Whimsicott. Prankster Tailwind setters gives us big issues. Sometimes Airstream users like Braviary and Togekiss sometimes can give us issue. Toxicroak helps us in the matchup versus Togekiss, versus Clefairy, versus Whimsicott. It's super, super good. It is able to go super effective, big damage on fairies, on grass types, on rock types, on dark types, on steel types, all the pesky types. I feel Toxicroak does solve a lot of our issues. Like I said, I'm going to be uploading a lot of videos over the course of this week, showcasing a lot of these Pokemon. I'm going to be uploading some with Snorlax as the Phantom 6th Mon. I'm going to be uploading some with Conkeldurr, some with Toxicroak, some with Hitmonchan. I'd like to test Colossal here too, because I think Colossal, Colossal Dragapult, they look like they go super well together. But what if I mixed it up and used like a banded Colossal, kept the weakness policy in my Dragapult, and then just used like my 30 base speed Colossal with a Choice Band in the sun, slamming in the super hardest hitting Flare Blitzes you've ever seen in TR. That'd be super cool, because having like a Colossal Dragapult type team, it makes them respect the Colossal Dragapult lead. They're like, I have to stop the Colossal. And if they lead with all their ground attacks and I just lead like Charizard, or if they lead like Weezing Dragapult and I just shove their face in, they're in for a bad time. I think that type of stuff is the type of stuff you need to do to get to the very tip of the top of the ladder. Currently, I think I'm sitting at about, rank 150, rank 200 on the ladder. So we definitely can make a push for rank 1 with this team. I want you guys to please, please, please let me know what Pokemon you want me to test as the Phantom 6th Mon. If you guys want to see this as a paceman, you guys want to see this as a rental code, please let me know in the comments below. I'll be able to work on that and post those probably near the end of the week once we actually finish the team. I'm, like I said, going to be uploading a decent amount of content with this team because we've been streaming daily on Twitch TV/THATSAplusONE. We go live pretty much every single weekday at 7 a.m. There's links to that in the description as well. Hopefully you guys like the team. Let me know what you think the Phantom 6 Mon should be, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.